Hidely-ho, drinkerinos. On today's episode of the Idaho Booze Podcast, we're going to be welcoming some new friends from Destination Caldwell. Britton Abisher and Danae Warren are on the show. They're going to talk all about this weekend's Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival and how you can win tickets. That's right, I'm giving away 2 tickets, so 1 pair of tickets to you guys, and we're going to talk all about that during the interview, which is a pretty awesome interview. We get to talk all about what's going on out there in Caldwell and why you should be interested in what's happening out there, especially if you're from Boise or Meridian or anywhere in the Treasure Valley. Lots of really cool things happening in Caldwell that you should know about, and has to do with more the changing nature of the Treasure Valley and Idaho in general. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we're going to go into the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar and more on this episode of the Idaho Booze Podcast. The show brought to you by Boise Beer Buddies. Cost of pints got you down? Be a buddy and join Idaho's premier club for saving big at the bar. You'll get discounts at just about every brewery in the state, plus a lot of your favorite craft beer bars, wineries, and specialty shops that sell your favorite brands. Use my promo code BOOZEPOD and get 2-for-1 cards when you visit BoiseBeerBuddies.com and sign up for your buddy card. Be a buddy and save with Boise Beer Buddies and my promo code BOOZEPOD at BoiseBeerBuddies.com. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz, your host. Yes, host with the most. Some would say. I wouldn't say that. Other people would, I'm sure. So we're going to talk about Caldwell here a little bit. Britton and Danae from Destination Caldwell on the show. Going to talk all about what's going on, how you can win tickets to the Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival, and all about what's going on in this new sort of geographic nature that is continually evolving here in the Treasure Valley. So you might have noticed that I don't live in Boise anymore. I actually live out in Eagle now. So I moved out to Eagle, not because of any reason, like Boise's not overcrowded or anything like that. It was just like I could either buy a house out here, have a big yard, and have a little bit more room, or try to buy a house in Southeast Boise with no yard and no room. And it just made more sense to go to Eagle. And I guess that's probably what a lot of people are doing when it comes to Nampa, Kuna, Caldwell, pretty much anywhere now, because housing prices have kind of gone up. Cost of living is way up, way stupid up. And I just want to thank everybody out in Washington and at the State House for lowering the prices on all the eggs and all the groceries and gasoline especially. Oh, doing a bang up job out there, you guys. Gasoline prices so low. Oh my God. I just want to fill up the F-150 and go driving around, right? So anyway, Treasure Valley is now basically Southeast Boise all the way out to Caldwell as far as population centers go. And we have several right now. We have Boise, Southeast Boise, North End, all that good stuff. Garden City. We have Meridian, which is now sort of coming together. It used to kind of be sort of 3 or 4 disparate locations. South Meridian, I think someday will probably be its own town, but right now it's out there too. We have Eagle, which is really nice. We've done some work on the downtown area here, and we put in some more houses as well. So Eagle's coming along. Kuna is really growing exponentially. Kuna's become quite the hot place for people to move to. Lots of houses, lots of opportunity out there. And it's not that far away from Boise. It's actually really easy to get to the freeway from Kuna as opposed to Eagle, which it's nearly impossible until Highway 16 goes in. And then we have Nampa and Caldwell. So Nampa and Caldwell have always been kind of out there doing their own thing. We've always loved Ryan and Heather out there at Pre-Funk. We love what's going on as far as the booze situation in Nampa has always been cool. We had Nick on who does the syrups. We have had other people on from Nampa. We've had a lot of wineries on from Caldwell. Caldwell and Nampa right now are, I think, the 2 fastest growing cities within the fastest growing area in America. I think that's right. And the Britton and Danae, who are coming on later from Destination Caldwell, are going to talk a lot about what's going on in Caldwell that makes it a lot of fun and frankly very attractive to people who are maybe looking for somewhere else to move to. Maybe they're tired of Boise or they're tired of Meridian and they want to go somewhere else. Caldwell, definitely a place on the map. Just kidding. It's a good place. They have a lot going on out there. I was just out there for this interview. There's a few, the Grit 2C. I went there for lunch. Fantastic food. There's also the James Beard nominated restaurant, Amano, out there, Mexican restaurant. Fantastic. Just from what I've heard, fabulous. I haven't had a chance to go yet, but as soon as Amano wants to send an invite, I'm down to clown. I will eat there for sure. Kindred has a winery out in Caldwell, but they also have this neat little pizza place in downtown Caldwell. Now it's the pizza's outstanding. It's fantastic. The wine is really good. The pizza's outstanding. So there's a griddle now in downtown Caldwell, which is pretty neat. So there's a lot of stuff down there. When you're in Caldwell or Nampa, there's a lot of the same stuff. Now there are issues. Nampa's having a little bit of a growing pain issue right now. It's like you got the 14-year-old who's outgrowing his shoes and his pants every single, month. That's kind of what Nampa is right now. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of construction. There's a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, Nampa downtown is kind of done, but the rest of it still coming around. So we're going to wait on that, see what happens with Nampa. Caldwell, though, still a pretty small town as far as the Treasure Valley is concerned. And they have done a lot down there at Indian Creek Plaza to make it, frankly, kind of awesome. So if you're looking for a place to go and you live in Boise near the freeway or South Meridian or wherever, it's only 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get out there. There's tons of restaurants. There's all those wineries out in the Sunny Slope. There's a lot more happening out there than I think you are aware of if you're a Boisean or Treasure Valleyite or whatever you want to be. This sort of growth has been happening all over the state, though. Coeur d'Alene, now, I mean, when I grew up, when I was in Spokane, and I went to high school in Spokane, right on the border there of Idaho, it was really just Coeur d'Alene. Like downtown Coeur d'Alene was kind of cool. The rest of it was all just kind of like, there was some like Post Falls. There was some, now basically the Coeur d'Alene sort of metro area goes all the way up through Rathdrum north, and then all the way out Post Falls to the west. And then even to the east, it goes out. I mean, Wallace and everything like that. I mean, obviously you can't do too much to the east because there's what I like to call giant mountains in the way. But everywhere else in Coeur d'Alene has grown. Post Falls is like really big now. It's like a kind of a city. So this population thing, I know a lot of people are against it. I think it's silly to be against it. I think it's neat that we have more people coming to Idaho. Idaho's a beautiful state. It's never going to be, at least in our lifetime, it will not be overcrowded. We're not going to lose the fishing. We're not going to lose the rafting. We're not going to lose the hiking. All that stuff is going to remain. What we are going to gain, though, as far as new people coming to Idaho, are things that I think everyone would want, like healthcare. We need better healthcare here. I don't know if you've ever been to the hospital or had to get something done. It's not great. There's long waiting lists. The doctors here are, I had to get my gallbladder out a few years ago and nobody would do it. I had to go down to Utah to get it done. There's no burn center here. There's a lot of things about healthcare here that could be better. Education's sort of a mess here right now, and that kind of comes with the growth as well. So many more kids are in the school districts, so they have to kind of grow on the run. And something that Idaho doesn't really like to do is grow on the run, especially. So it's been tough on education. I'm sure it's getting better, but it's still one of those things that we have to look at as we grow. And better, with more kids and more opportunity means getting more of those teachers coming out of our local colleges and universities that'll want to come here to teach because they'll be paid a living wage and, they'll be able to make some money, which is nice. Should pay those teachers, pay all the teachers. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the two best things that have happened since all this growth to the area have been restaurants and booze. I mean, we now have not the opportunity to buy so much more when it comes to stuff at the liquor store or stuff at the grocery store from beer, wine, liquor, whatever you want. We have a lot of that stuff. And it's sort of the beer thing especially has come at the detriment of some of our local breweries, but other of our local breweries have stepped their game up and started making better beer. So now when you buy beer from, any of our local breweries, you're getting something that has to be on par with the stuff coming from Georgetown or the stuff coming from Seattle or stuff coming from LA. It has to be. Otherwise, these guys aren't going to be able to stay on the shelves. So it makes a lot of sense that people are upset that, we're growing so quickly. But also, there's a lot of great things. Restaurants. I mean, we wouldn't have In-N-Out Burger. We wouldn't have Chick-fil-A. We wouldn't have a lot of the new Mexican restaurants that are popping up. We wouldn't have a lot of the new sort of, different like Indian restaurants and what have you. All that stuff would not be here without the population growing. if we still had the same population we had 10 or 15 years ago, we wouldn't have any of those things. We would just be stuck with, that Jack in the Box on Broadway, or maybe the Del Taco. It's not even there anymore on Broadway. So I encourage everybody to take a step back when you start in with this nativist bullshit, because that stuff is never good. As far as history always says, history has never said that the nativist way to go is the best. Never, ever, ever, ever. Even back in the 50s and 60s, when everybody thinks America was great again, everybody was encouraged to, we were encouraging immigrants to come in. We were encouraging people to kind of think outside the box and do things differently. Because back then, everybody sort of understood that was the way we grew. And that was the way we grew as a community, as a society. And that's kind of where we're going now here in Idaho, which is great. We should embrace this change because it's not going to go back. It's not going to happen. We're not going back. It's impossible. There are people that have moved here that now love it here because it's awesome, and they're going to be here forever because, again, Idaho is the best. Idaho's an awesome state. It's a fabulous place to live. Crime is low. Things are still relatively inexpensive except for gas and food for some reason. So what I'm trying to say is, when you live somewhere that's great, and back when Boise was uninhabited, it was really, really great. And I remember downtown being super fun. I remember all this stuff. I was also younger. So maybe downtown is just as fun now. I just don't go because I live in Eagle. I'd rather go golfing. So, we're all growing, we're all changing, and the state is growing and changing right along with us. And I say we embrace it. And we're going to start embracing it with my next interview here with Britton Abisher and Danae Warren, both Idahoans, both tried and true from Idaho. They work for Destination Caldwell, and they're going to talk all about why you should be excited for Caldwell and for the Treasure Valley. And that's going to happen right after this. This show brought to you by Trucks and Auto Auctions in Nampa. Car payments suck. They do. At Trucks and Auto Nampa, we're auctioning off vehicles every other week at prices that you won't believe. Trucks and Auto Nampa gets its inventory from all over the Treasure Valley, including used cop cars, city vehicles, bank repos, and other vehicles that are ready and willing to be your next car, truck, or SUV. Sign up is free and auctions happen every other Thursday at trucksandautonampa.com. Get out of your car payment and into a great ride with Trucks and Auto Nampa today. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve here on location in, where am I? Caldwell? This is Caldwell, right? I'm here with Britton and Danae from Destination Caldwell. And we are here in what I would say is the very epicenter of Indian Creek Plaza. Guys, how's it going, first of all? Secondly, who are you and why am I here?
My name is Britton Abisher. I'm the marketing manager in strategic partnerships, and we are Destination Caldwell Indian Creek Plaza, and I do marketing for all of the events and also regional marketing 200 plus miles away.
Okay. Danae Warren, director here at Indian Creek Plaza and Destination Caldwell, and I've been here for about 4 years. And so we call ourselves a destination marketing organization. So we promote the downtown district. We promote Caldwell as a tourism place to come, a destination for our guests.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you doing 200 miles away, Britton? What's happening 200 miles away?
200 miles away. Yeah, so 200 miles away, we, as part of a destination marketing office, we are a grantee recipient from the state of Idaho Visit Tourism through the heads and beds tax. And that has really helped us, your taxpayer dollars, has really helped us promote.
I mean, it's not really ours. I mean, we live here.
Yeah, it's actually,
it is
right. It's the heads and beds. So any tourism, anytime you are purchasing a hotel room or at an RV park or an Airbnb in the state of Idaho, that tax gets collected and then is regionally distributed. So there's different regions. We're region 3. And then we have a grantee kind of manager, and that's Southwest Idaho Tourism Association, which we call SWITA for short. And then we apply, and what that does is, as different organizations can apply, there's different requirements, and then that money gets kind of distributed, and then I spend the money regionally to Seattle, Portland, sometimes LA, Sacramento, and for sure Salt Lake. And
so it's more like 500 miles away.
Yes, just because we are a micro region, which means that the closest
We are a microregion.
Major
I like to
region.
call it the Isle of Boise.
Yeah.
And I've also heard it described as a city-state before, which is probably my favorite way of describing
Yeah.
it, because we are like all, it's like us, and like Salt Lake is like 400 miles that way, and Spokane or that way, and Bend is over there. And we are just kind of our own little place. So that's sort of what we have to do to find tourists, I guess, is go out further.
Yeah,
Exactly.
precisely.
And it's like the state's minimum requirement is like 200 miles away, but you can go as far as you want. But then Britain selects like direct flights. And so we look at zip code data from some software that we use to track travelers and guests. So that's how we determine where we're going to do ad buys, market, billboards, things like that.
Yeah, so we're not hitting Helena, Montana a whole lot. We're hitting more like LA, Las Vegas, Phoenix, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Salt Lake.
Yeah,
Salt
what we
Lake.
look at is we cross-reference. What I look at is we cross-reference our what we call Placer Data. We use Placer.ai to kind of geolocate or geofence kind of what our demographics are, and then we correlate that with our analytics from our website traffic as well as our other marketing data, and then that's how we kind of determine. So what's pretty cool is we can see like what direct correlation of our zip codes of foot traffic in relation to people that are actually pinging us on our website in relation to people that are engaging with our content. And so it's pretty cool. I call it the triangulation effect, and then we just triangulate that, and then we just keep that ball rolling in terms of our demographics. And a lot of people that are coming through here have family members here, and so then you have a lot of pass-through just because we are that kind of island where everyone's kind of coming here, but then they bring their friends, and we hope they bring more friends.
So one thing that we like to do in the marketing biz is we like to create avatars. So who's our avatar for Caldwell? Who's our perfect
I love
avatar?
this question because I have it nailed down. Her name's Stephanie. No.
Oh wow, Steph. Is she like a Steph or a Steffi?
So you decide which Steph you identify with.
She's your avatar.
Her name is Stephanie, and she's 33, and she has 2.5 kids. Everyone asks me
Gross.
about 0.5, and I'm like, she has one in the belly.
Ugh.
And I'm just joking, but I'm not joking. And she likes to have weekend adventures, and she helps kind of plan her trips for her family. And she kind of tells her partner what to do and helps make those decisions. And then likes wine, adventure, weekend trips, shopping, kind of experiences where we, especially with our organization, our region, especially in Caldwell, we promote agritourism and everything from the hobby farms to farm to fork dining, farm to market, farm to cork. And so she likes those types of things.
Well, I mean, she's not gonna correct me if I'm wrong, Britton, but she can't come out here and be drinking wine when she's got one in the
No,
other.
you're absolutely correct.
So we need Stephanie
her partner and her friends do.
Oh, sure.
And then also
That's
her,
in the off season.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
Between, baby.
Once that thing gets popped out, then
Yeah.
she can come back.
Exactly.
And she can have more fun. Maybe the partner gets
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
our kids love alpacas. We have alpaca farms.
Kids
and
do
our
love
love
alpaca.
goats. We have
That is
goat yoga out here. Her
I
kids,
saw too. Yeah.
Yeah. Her kids love
kids
just
love
kind
alpaca.
of being outdoors and hiking and just trailing along. And we have some really good restaurants, and we have the Indian Creek Plaza. And so that demographic does really well for us in all metrics, meaning in all ads we pull.
Her kids love our splash pad
Yeah.
here at Indian Creek Plaza and our musical park and our ice skating rink.
And she likes to spend money, but she doesn't want to spend too much money. And so that's kind of where Caldwell kind of fits that niche.
Caldwell's perfect for that. Unless you're dining at places that are very expensive.
Yes, we do have a scale here. There's definitely, you can
that's
eat
true.
cheaply if you're on a budget, or if you would like to spend $300 or $400 on a meal, we have that experience for you as well out here in Caldwell.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Where can I spend for $300 or $400? Let's talk about that. Because right now it certainly is impossible to find anywhere to spend that much money on a meal. I'm just kidding. It's very easy to find.
It is.
Find those places, especially if you go, just a little bit east of here. There's plenty of opportunity for that.
for sure.
So you guys are here in Caldwell. Britton, you're handling the avatar. You got the marketing. You got the analytics. Danae, what's sort of your day-to-day like? What are you gonna
Sure.
do?
It can range, it can vary. People ask me that and I crack up. It can be anything from scrubbing a toilet during an event all the way to pitching to city council like a vision for Caldwell 2.0. So it really just varies upon the day. And so our main goal is to basically market Caldwell, bring foot traffic down to the plaza, and continue to bolster ourselves as a tourism destination. So we think Caldwell is so special. We shot a commercial maybe about 6 months ago, and we went through like all of the different things that we have to offer, like James Beard Award-winning restaurants, hiking, golfing, going to Jump Creek, jumping off a waterfall, like all of these things in Caldwell or like within a 30-minute drive. And like Idaho wine, like the most dense amount of wineries in the state are 15 minutes away from downtown Caldwell. And so we just had 2 days of trying to capture the spirit of Caldwell and all of these wonderful like tourism destinations just within our city. And we were like, this is like the best 2 days ever. And we're all like, we live here. Why don't we do this more? So we went out to the wineries, the distillery, like caught live music. We were peach picking. I mean, it was just like this amazing weekend. And we were just cracking up. And we hiked Jump Creek. Yeah. And all of this is here in our backyard. And we just feel so proud to live in Caldwell and to also promote this for all of the small businesses that make us so special.
I feel like someone's about to come in with a tray of Kool-Aid. So I'm just like,
you've entered a cult.
I love it. It's a very warm cult. Like I could get used to this cult, mostly because of the analytics stuff that Britton was talking about, but also because of you're right, all these wonderful things are within, 15, 20, 30 minutes of where we are here in Caldwell, which is like one of the reasons why I'm here is to kind of talk about, I've sort of discovered Caldwell. I used to come out here back when this was not even here yet.
Yeah.
And I'd sell beer to all these bars around here.
Yeah.
And there was like a couple places. Really, I would say that the 2.0 version of Caldwell started when that movie theater was built over there. Does that kind of track what you guys do? Or like, what do you think was the beginning of this sort of new Caldwell? And then what's the progression been since then?
I would say like daylighting the creek really was kind of the impetus for all of the growth and momentum. And so that started, we were just talking about this, 2007
was when it was completed.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was like, okay, they started uncovering Indian Creek. They had paved over the creek that you probably walked across one of the bridges to get into downtown. And it was basically at a time where like a lot of ag was like dumping into that creek. It was filled, like when they uncovered it, they found like cars and old batteries and crazy stuff. No bodies, surprisingly enough. And they covered it because they were like, hey, it's better to have commerce. And that was the time when like malls were booming and all of this stuff was happening. So they were like building Sears and department stores over the creek. And so they basically like had a car wash fall into the creek. And it was like dilapidated and crumbling. And then finally they were like, you know what? Like water is our greatest natural asset. People are drawn to it. It's time to uncover and daylight the creek. And so they brought like the Army Corps of Engineers to do that project. They got a lot of federal grants, local money. It took many years to do that. And that was really kind of that spark that ignited like all of this growth. And then Indian Creek Plaza came later in 2018. It was opened and built. And so we've been here and operating since 2018.
Cool. So they daylighted the creek in 2007. Mm-hmm. The movie theater was built in like 2015 or something like that, 2016. I can't remember exactly. And then you guys, and then this was built 2018. Mm-hmm. Indian Creek Plaza was open. So what is the next sort of, what's next?
Yeah. So like Britton was saying, it's called Placer AI. It's a very powerful software that works off mobile phones. And so if you're a conspiracy theorist at all, we don't track you as
it's the Batman thing.
Yes.
It's the Joker thing.
Yes.
Just like the dog, just like the pets.com.
Yes.
Or whatever that was.
We don't track you like your identity as a person, but we do know like where you come before you arrive at Indian Creek Plaza, where you go after. So we can track like foot traffic, number one, for all of these businesses and for our events.
I was wondering why Britton hit me with a dart when the first time I was here. He just kind of like from about 40 yards away.
Yeah,
I got hit.
Yeah.
So that's tracking. That's tracking all my foot track.
You were coming.
You guys do that for everybody.
Yes.
I was kind of weirded out by the snipers on all the windows.
Yes.
But now that you're explaining it, I get it.
Exactly. So we track like the progression. So from like 2018, and interestingly enough, this is another conspiracy. If you have any conspiracy theory listeners, Placer AI started in 2018. So really the year that we opened, so we can track, like we can go back 7 years and track the foot traffic data and see the progression of growth. And so I think when they first opened Indian Creek, they thought like, oh, we'll maybe have like a couple thousand skaters. We have 32,000 skaters, ice skaters during the season.
I was going to say, I did not see one.
Yeah, they would be happy if there were like, nobody used to come to downtown Caldwell. It was a ghost town. You could have thrown a bowling ball 10 years ago and you could have parked overnight every night for a year. Nobody would have cared.
Now there's a sign that says you can't do
now
that.
we have a little, our parking gets a little
parked
stressed.
right in front of that sign.
Yes, exactly. So we show the progression. So last year we had 3.6 million visitors within, they call it the Business Improvement District. It's really central Caldwell downtown that Destination Caldwell manages. About almost 600,000 visitors just to Indian Creek Plaza. Enjoying splash pads, concerts, all the markets we do, farmers markets, everything that we program and the activities down here, all of which are mostly free. And so it's been a huge boom for downtown Caldwell, thus all the new construction and the businesses coming in. And I think we'll just see more of that. So lots of good momentum right now.
Yeah, and a little bit of construction as well.
Yes.
Which has been kind of also the other thing that's been happening down here a lot of construction. It's the way it goes when you want to grow.
Yeah.
You have to do that sort of thing. So, you guys have a nice little, that's awesome that you're able to track everybody's movements and see what everyone's doing all the time. I don't think conspiracy people are going to have a problem with that at all.
Just so you know, if it's an
they're going to be fine with that. But I can't email people. But you guys. So what would you say like to someone who maybe lives in eastern Treasure Valley? I guess we have to call it since we're all out here. That maybe hasn't been out here, or maybe hasn't had a chance to come out here, or maybe hasn't thought that out here or anything. What would you say to like the version? Let's call her Amanda. Lives out in southeast Boise, right by the freeway. That can get out here, What would you say to her and her family about coming out here to visit, sort of not a staycation, but like tourism in your own backyard? What would you say to someone like that to get them to come out here?
Well, Amanda, you can come be friends with Stephanie and meet her here in Caldwell. Yes.
She's knocked up, so she's going to be kind of, it's day to day with Stephanie, I feel like.
It could be. Well, I love that you brought that up because we call it like sometimes in people's minds, there is an imaginary line between Canyon County and Ada County and like Boise.
Canada Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very real line.
Yes. It is a real line and one in your head. And so I think sometimes people in Boise are like, what does Caldwell have to offer? Like that Boise doesn't. I don't need to leave my community. Boise's awesome. Boise is awesome. I would say we do have some really unique things to offer here. One, Idaho wine. Like, again, that central amount of vineyards and wineries is right here in Caldwell. There's nothing like that in Boise. And guess what? If you're in the Treasure Valley, this is your backyard too. So I'd love for anyone that has that imaginary line in their head to be willing to erase it and give us a shot. Spend a Saturday out visiting like 3 or 4 wineries. You will not regret it. You feel like you're being transported into Italy when you go into the Sunny Slope region here in Caldwell. Also, I think we are the most unique Christmas winter destination in the state. We have over 1 million lights. We have horse-drawn carriage rides. We have an ice skating rink. It truly is like a Hallmark movie. Santa's here, and it really is magical. So what do you think? How do we get that Boiseite to try
I would say
us?
it's more like because I love Boise as well, and I love Caldwell. And so I think one of the things you can think about is on any given weekend or on any given time of year, there is something to do that's unique in Caldwell, but not just unique as in like unique, but in the sense of like a way of life and a slower pace. So you can kind of relax. And I know a lot of people that do come visit from the east side of the Treasure Valley, it's like, oh, it's slower here, but it's nice and it's more open air and it's peaceful. And I know we have different parts of that across the whole valley, but I think what makes it unique is you have it all together. So it's almost like this kind of Americana slow feeling where we have the Western heritage where you can actually go meet the winemaker because they're growing the grapes, they're making the wine there on site. And then you have everything from good food to good people to just unique little finds where it's kind of an amalgamation of everyone, and people are starting to discover it. And so you have a lot of people here that are moving in that also want to participate in that way of life. It's almost like a buy-in, like you're coming here to buy into that feeling and that culture. And so if you want to get away for the weekend, you can go to Gibbons Hot Springs, and you could go to Marsing and have a coffee. at the Eddy, and then you could go to Peaceful Belly, and on your way you could go see an alpaca farm and pet the alpacas and buy yarn and do your kind of activity, or you can hike Lizard Butte, or you could do these things where it's just slow and meandering and you can have your own adventure, but yeah, it's still very concrete activities that are good for the whole family.
So first of all, that's no less than the second or third time you've mentioned the alpacas. So do we need to go out there? Has it been a while since you've seen the alpacas, Britton? We need to get out there.
No, the
It
reason why
seems
I mentioned
you're-
alpacas because I actually just had a meeting
Stephanie
this morning.
like alpacas?
Meeting about our Adventure Trail marketing initiative. But alpacas is a thing right now. I don't know if you guys knew this. I'll put it on record. It's a thing right now in the Sunny Slope, and there are a few alpaca farms that are up and coming, and then also there's a woolenry with Yarnageddon, and then Fireball alpacas.
Sorry, Yarmageddon?
Yarnageddon.
Okay.
Yeah, Yarnageddon is awesome.
I feel like you need to explain that word.
Yeah, Eddie and Candace, they own Yarnageddon, and they're the
it's a
only alpaca wool millinery in the state of Idaho, and it's right here outside of Marsing. And then we have, and they produce for regionally, I think some of their main clients are in Oregon. But then also we have alpaca wool because it's so versatile and it's so...
How is alpaca wool?
It's really, really soft.
More
and
like
really durable.
cashmere? More like
Oh, I would...
itchy?
No, it was probably more like cashmere.
Okay,
Probably.
cool.
And so you have, and they dye it and they produce it and they shear it. And so you have a few alpaca farms in the area. So I always mention alpaca farms because they're a unique animal where you can see them, look at them, pet them, use their wool. They're versatile. They're really friendly. And so they're kind of an up and coming kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to piggyback off of what you're saying, so some of those vendors come on Tuesday nights where we have a farmer's market. So our farmer's market is unique because it's an evening market. It's 20 weeks, and I think we're the only farmer's market in the state that has a professional concert series where you can say out-of-state traveling bands and some local bands.
So it's on Tuesdays and it's in the
Tuesdays.
evenings? That's
Tuesdays.
amazing.
Yep, and so we
That
think
sounds awesome.
this is like the happening spot in the state of Idaho on Tuesday nights. Another reason why, if you live on the other side of the imaginary or real Ada
Very
Canyon
real.
County line, come out here on Tuesdays. I don't know what is happening in Boise, but there's definitely something happening in
I'll tell you,
downtown Caldwell.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's... I have
And just to
go ahead.
add in there really quick, we're the only one that you can walk around with open container. So we do have a
Oh.
open bar just to add to your podcast. And
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel like that's very on brand.
My people, you got my attention.
Yeah, grab a glass of our local wine that we sell out of our bar here, and many different alcohol and non-alcoholic drinks, and you can walk around all of 7th and Arthur downtown where our market is, and of course on the plaza your kids can cool off in the splash pad, and we've got a professional band playing on the stage.
Now, am I allowed to cool off on the splash pad
You are.
too? Or
You are.
can I bring like a chair?
You can. You can.
You can't.
You
I'm
can.
just going to sit there.
Yeah,
You might be
could.
videoed and
Yeah.
wonder why is there
Might end up on
fine.
social
in the middle
media.
of
Fine, it's happened before. I'm not too worried about that. I have a slogan for you. You guys can write all these down. You can take all of these
All right.
ideas. This one is Caldwell, America Made Great Again.
Oh,
Boom.
Ooh.
man,
That's a good one.
That is a little political, Steve. I'm not
America
sure.
Made Great Again. I'm God.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
on the red hat.
Yeah,
Okay.
any color hat is good. I like red. Red is good. Blue, also nice.
Okay.
Maybe a green hat.
All right.
Any of those things
Appreciate
would be
that.
great.
I
So
wrote it
America,
down. I
good.
wrote it
Yeah,
down.
he did. He wrote it down. That's
America
good.
made
Great
great
again.
Yeah.
Right here. This is Caldwell is. Guess what? You did it. America great again. Right here. You can stop now.
Yeah.
Everybody can stop
I
now.
think some people-
America fine now.
Yeah, America's fine
Come to
now.
Caldwell. We
yeah.
did it.
Everything good here.
Yeah.
So everybody's cool. They all understand what's going on here. I just did a big episode. It was all about the state legislature. So everybody's.
Yeah.
So you guys you mentioned the concert series that happens on Tuesdays, I guess. I didn't know that. So do you guys have that booked out? Who's coming? Anybody we've heard of? Anything like that?
Yeah, we open with Casio Dreams. They're a local Treasure Valley favorite. They do our 80s cover. And
They do 80s, right? Yeah, I saw
they're
them.
really
I saw them at
awesome,
Eagle
yeah.
Fun Days last year. They're
Yeah.
great. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fantastic.
And then after that, we are going to keep that list a secret, and we'll drop it soon.
Oh, Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and your secrets.
You know your marketing secrets.
What else do you feel like, besides the obvious, the shopping and the farmers market and the concerts and everything like that, what else do you feel like Indian Creek Plaza offers the community, like here in Caldwell, they've lived here and now they have this thing. What else do you feel like it offers them?
Yeah, I mean, you can walk along the creek. It's open. We've got a great path. There's some parks just within walking distance right here of Indian Creek Plaza. We've got awesome golf during, growing season. You can go pick fruit off the vine. I mean, there's so much to do. Again, like not only in downtown, but 15 minutes away from here. I mean, like you said, Steve, great dining, great shopping, Western heritage culture. We have one of the top 10 outdoor rodeos in the in the country here, Caldwell Night Rodeo, who we promote and are great partners with. I mean, really just such a unique experience. I think there's nothing like an outdoor rodeo. The Cowboy Channel came this year because they were so impressed with everything that's going on there. It's within walking distance of downtown once again. And so there really is like so much to do. You can catch a movie, grab a James Beard award-winning dinner, make a night of it. Or like Britton said, if you want more a casual, slow-paced evening, you can find that out here too. So there's lots of culture. And also if you're like an avid outdoors person, or if you're a golfer, there's just something for everybody here. And again, I think if you love Idaho wine, chances are the grapes that you are consuming were grown out here in Caldwell, where most of the grapes that is an Idaho wine are grown in Caldwell.
Yeah, let's talk about Sunny Slope. Wine has been a big part of Caldwell's growth. I think that having that sort of industry out there has been really great, not only for your agricultural tourism, Ben, but also just for the state in general, because we're sending out a lot of wines that are winning awards at regional competitions and doing very well. And what's being done out there to entice visitors?
Yeah, what's being done is a few things. One is Destination Caldwell 100% in our kind of our regional marketing, 200 plus miles, and locally is promoting the wine industry. And promoting the different brands and promoting it as a pure destination, particularly Sunny Slope. That's why we were promoting both the hobby farms and kind of the adventure aspects of it with the wine, so everyone feels welcome.
And alpacas,
of course. Just so that it's not, because it truly is like you pick fruit you have the historic family-owned fruit and vegetable farms and farm stands. And then you have kind of the wine as well. And the wine is kind of in its current history, a more recent development, but also very well established now and has arrived.
45 years, 50 years, right?
Yeah.
So
because we're talking about a region that has
for America, that's pretty good. Anywhere for France, that's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
For America, 50
and
years.
the region has been around making fruit and producing fruit for over 100 years, but I would say in the last, like you said, 45 years producing wine.
Yeah, and good wine for about.
Very good wine. And then we also have the Sunny Slope Wine Trail. Mona Warshall and Jason, who are running the Sunny Slope Wine Trail, and they are doing a really good job along with the Idaho Wine Commission promoting it. So there's a lot of great organizations that are working together and in tandem, all in the same messaging, all in the same ideas about how wonderful, because it truly is. And what's really cool is the people that make it up and the families and the heritage. So it's not just a marketing word, it's actually a genuine culture. And so the people that are from here, live here, grew up here, plus the new people that have come in to help really kind of accentuate it has been really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories and stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a listener and you've never been out to that region, stop by Destination Caldwell's office. We have a brochure with all the wineries listed, their locations. If you're not quite sure where to start, Sunny Slope Wine Trail also has a map. There's great marked signage out there. They just finished a wayfinding plan. And so if you're like, I've never been out there, or that's intimidating, or you don't want to just like Google and kind of figure it out, we really have like a great visual representation, 2 brochures that you can grab from our office.
And just because I know my listeners and I know they'll want to know, there's stairs. So
Yes.
when you get here, there's stairs. Just be aware of that.
There are
in our
stairs.
building.
Yeah.
Yes, there are stairs.
You're going to have to go up the stairs.
Yes, yeah.
So I know my listeners, they're going to want to know.
If you call our office and you don't want to make it up the stairs, we will run those brochures
Yeah, we
down
can
to
run
you.
them
You
down.
can park right out front.
What they're going to do is they're going to open a window and throw them out. So how about like getting people to recognize the thing that I've had the biggest problem with, not problem, but like where I've found sort of the most pushback has been really getting people to recognize like how great like some of the wine is. Because I think people hear Idaho wine still and they're like, I don't really know how good it is. I don't really. So what can we do about that? How can we get people to recognize like how good they're, like how well they're doing it?
Yeah. Well, I know like Greg Koenig has really helped to put Sunny Slope on the map with some of his award-winning wines. Like all of these wineries go to national competitions and they bring home, different medals, and these are like sommeliers deciding nationally like who has best bottle in certain categories. And so I know like the media, your podcast, there's different groups that are helping to promote and amplify like the success of Sunny Slope. And so that helps their region as well. The winemakers, the product that they're producing is nationally recognized. And so the more that we can get out to your listeners or people who love like Idaho wine, want to support producers and growers, like this just, it amplifies the awesome things that are going on in Sunny Slope.
And I would say on a more personal level, like go to all the wine festivals. We have about 3 signature wine festivals a year. Ours happens to be first. It's not the best, but it happens to be first. The Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival, and then we have the Savor Idaho in May, and then we have the Sunny Slope Wine Trail Festival on the slope at St. Chapelle in Labor Day weekend. And so I would say first go to those, and then across like pick your favorite varietal or your favorite pour, and then just cross-reference it. That's what I do, and I need to learn how like good these things are, and these wines are in comparison to even wines that you drink that are not made in the state of Idaho, and you'll see like it's extremely comparable.
I mean, Britton's right. Like at Savor, I was at Savor last year, and all I saw were people walking around with little notebooks and pens, and it was just like it was more like a educational conference more than anything else. I'm just kidding. Everybody was pretty hammered. It was.
I don't know what you're watching.
It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I got pretty lit up, and I had a great time. So yeah, and is that going to be out at the Botanical Gardens again? I guess.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And then you guys, you mentioned Taste of Caldwell coming up. So just tell me all about it. I'm going to turn my mic off. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Give me
Taste
the
of
whole
Caldwell
thing.
Wine Festival is Caldwell's signature wine festival, and we're very proud of it because it showcases our wine region 100%. Snake River Valley AVA. Sunny Slope AVA is online to become its own independent AVA, just FYI. We're not quite sure when that will be 100% approved.
Just don't get it done before I'm done with the book. I do not want to have to do that shit over again.
Actually, I know that Mona's doing a really good job of pushing that through, and everyone in Sunny Slope is doing a really good job of helping kind of push that through. And so Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival showcases 21 wineries, not all of the Sunny Slope Wine Trail wineries, but 21 wineries that all within the region, in the Caldwell region, and have great production here. And then we have 12 tastings. You can get tickets ahead or at the door, 45 ahead, 55 at the door, and you have your tasting glass. And then what's really cool is oftentimes it's really relaxed. It's on the plaza. We have live music from Orale, which is a fusion Latin band, and I know I say that incorrectly every time because everyone rolls their eyes when they stare at me when I say that, but it's awesome.
Stop rolling your eyes and stop staring at Britton.
You did great. I don't know who was correcting you, but it's not me.
My imaginary friends in my head.
I'm not going to I don't want one of my guests attacked on the show.
I was glad Britton took that on and I didn't have to do it.
And then, and what's so cool about it is it truly showcases why the plaza was built. And I think what it does is it showcases why Caldwell is so unique, and that's why we're very proud of this festival, because it connects farm to market, farm to cork, and it showcases the growers, and oftentimes the growers and the winemakers are here serving you the wine, which is really cool. And they can speak very highly of it, and they're here talking to you about it, and they're very proud. And I think that's what's really cool about this festival. It's local pride, 100%. And so the locals are obsessed with it because it's their home and it's their product, right? Even though they support the wineries 100%, and that's why a lot of people are starting to move here, particularly from out of state, who are either retiring or they want to cash out and upscale the kind of the laid back lifestyle here. So you have a lot of the followers there, and then you have a lot of the locals that are being introduced, and a lot of regionally in the Treasure Valley, they're, like you said, like how do we get them across the line, that they're being introduced to the wines. And so it just showcases kind of the best of Caldwell in one festival.
Yep. And if you are a wine connoisseur, a wine nerd, Or if you're just like, I don't really know much about wine, like there's something for everybody there. And then if you like a particular varietal, we sell those bottles from each individual winery that are represented here that afternoon in our bar. So we want you to support those. You can go buy the bottle on site. So really this is just to promote.
You guys have your own
wine.
bar?
We
Wait,
do.
let's back up. How did I not get this already?
We do.
You have your own bar? Is Britton down there working? What's going on?
We all
Tell me
work
about
in
the
it.
bar.
Work it, actually.
You guys need extra help with that?
Bar backing.
Sounds amazing. Tell me
Yes.
about your bar real
Yes.
quick. We'll get back to tasting Caldwell. I feel like this is more important. So you have a bar.
We do.
Here.
We
It's
do.
the Indian Creek Plaza Bar.
It's
We
right
do.
downstairs?
It's
Yep.
downstairs. It's and in the summer, it's our skate shop gets turned into the bar, and then in the
Very
winter,
good.
And we move the bar on the stage.
on the stage in the winter.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
We do. So that's why we have an open container and you can walk around Indian Creek Plaza and 7th and Arthur because we basically have a beer and wine license. And that's why we can sell and control, like we only sell like Idaho wine.
So what if I go over to White Dog and grab a beer and I want to walk the plaza? Does a thug with a hose hammer me in the leg?
And it sounds like you know a lot about Idaho law and the legislature. So some
of
of
course I
our
do. Yeah.
some of our laws date
Kinda
back
my
to
thing.
prohibition.
Yeah.
And so it's we've got some prohibition laws. So like you can only as a beer and wine license for like an open plaza like this, there can only be one holder because if something happens, they need to know who's
One
insurance.
bar to rule them all.
One bar to rule them all outdoors. Yep. So we carry that license, but we do encourage people like if we don't carry a beer that you like we are always like, hey, grab a drink from Chop Shop, White Dog. A lot of them have patios too, so you can enjoy their project. 2C Wine Down is right our neighbors. They're wonderful. They also carry tons of Idaho wine. They have a patio that faces Indian Creek Plaza stage, so you can enjoy their products on their patio within their designated boundary and enjoy their products.
So it is a hose situation if I go and grab a beer at White Dog.
Yeah. We don't we don't want to know that you did that.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
We'll just end it there.
So this is great.
But
You guys
White
have
Dog's
your
awesome.
you guys have your White Dog is awesome. So you guys have your own bar.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Okay, back to Taste of Caldwell. Although I do want what is it a full bar?
It's not
Or just beer
it's
and
not
wine?
liquor, it's just beer and wine.
Oh,
We carry
okay,
a beer
cool.
and wine license.
So it's in all you have Idaho wines. What's some of the best selling Idaho wines down there?
we carry Houston, like chicken dinner
Chicken dinner.
wine. Yeah, that is very, very popular among our guests.
Yeah.
St. Chappelle, the seltzers. People love those canned seltzers. And our bartenders could like rattle off like the things that they say. Like our,
Devil's Bedstead Cab.
we don't have it yet, but
How about yet?
we don't have it yet.
Cab
but
is maybe the worst choice for an outdoor concert band. It's just like, but so you guys are constantly changing things there, constantly, deciding what goes on and everything like that.
Yeah.
What's unique is we're constantly changing, and then also our events manager also is constantly looking for people to test ride things and taste test.
Just let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
give me a call.
Those are fun days here at
Yeah,
Destination
and
Caldwell.
also we'll invite like local breweries or the wineries to come on site when our bar is open, and then we'll sell their bottle or their product in our bar, and then they'll be out there tasting, and
Yep.
guests can come up and try their product. And
Yeah.
Sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we do. I mean, any bar would do. So, like during Cinco de Mayo, we have about 5,000 guests here, and so like chiladas and things like we just stock up on what we know is going to sell to our audience that day. So our menu is always changing.
That's awesome. So, getting back to Taste of Caldwell, that's going to be this weekend. What day is it? What times? All that, just all the basic information.
Yeah, it's going to be April 18th, 5 to 8 p.m. 12 tastings. You can, after the 12 tastings, if you want to, you can buy additional
Re-up.
tastings. Yeah. And there'll be 21 wineries serving anywhere between 2 to 3 options. So you have
Oh, wow.
a lot of different pours that are happening. We're actually pretty excited this year. It's the first time we're going to do a People's Choice Best in Taste Award. And we're going to, every winery will be able to choose a wine that they want people to vote on. And then they'll go around.
Sort of democratic.
Yeah. And then
We believe in democracy here at Indian Creek Plaza.
and then we'll give out the best one. And we were pretty excited just to kind of create a sense of competition, also just get the audience more engaged and ask questions and understand, and also have the wineries like put forward what they think would be the best one for the people to kind of decide. And we think that would be a really interesting way to promote that. And then live music you can bring. We encourage you to bring like buy food from the local restaurants, bring a picnic, bring your chairs. I think we've sold out all our tables. And so bring your own, and it's awesome because 2 years ago we sold out, and people still showed up and were like, go buy a bottle at the bar and we'll give you a glass and you can hang out. And so it was just a really cool,
that's a deal.
Kind of like festive. So it wasn't, we didn't just stop at the end of the tickets. It was
you
like
didn't turn
anyone
people
could show
away.
up. Yeah.
They're like, go home.
And if you don't want to buy a ticket, and maybe you don't drink wine, but you can enjoy the music, we don't discourage that either.
And that part, is free. So if you just want to come enjoy live music, or if you're not a drinker but just love like the culture of that, like our bar also sells non-alcoholic drinks and come for free.
Cool. That sounds awesome. And then, so you guys have, what is this, the third one or something like that? The third or fourth one?
Ooh, since 2022.
Is a fourth?
Fourth, yeah.
Fourth annual.
Yeah.
So what sort of work goes into putting on something like this? What goes on? Like how, is it a whole, like basically like, is it a meeting once a week? Is it a meeting once a month leading up to the event? How does that sort of work?
Yeah, our events, because we do this, we put on over 14 signature events, one about every month. And so we kind of, this is our job and this is our industry. And so we are always planning these throughout the year. So I would say yes, yearly. I mean, one of the things that Danae and I and our other managers do is we value partnerships. And part of our main goal as a not-for-profit is to promote everything that's wonderful in Caldwell and create economic development through that way. As well as creating a really great culture. And so I would say we are going to each other's events, we are chatting up ideas, we're going to tastings, we're going to new product openings, we're constant. And so I think we're really seeing that with this last year, particularly with Sunny Slope Wine and Mona, is really great collaboration. And so bolstering, we go to their board meetings, and they come to our events and they're always chatting. And so I'd say planning wise, it's constant. I would say there's no time that I would say we officially start now.
Yeah, we communicate with Sunny Slope monthly, and then our event team probably like 4 months ahead of an event really starts dialing in details, reaching out to vendors, headhunting certain vendors that we want to see here that we feel like are a good fit for each of our events. So we really try to be thematic on bringing in different food trucks. If we do bring a food truck, cottage food, what do people like to pair with wines? We have like charcuterie truck coming in, and we had cannolis last year. So chocolate, just all sorts of things that people love to drink with wine, and then carbs to soak it all up.
Yeah. I mean, cannoli sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of good right now. So, okay, cool. So we're actually doing a ticket giveaway. And I'm wondering, any ideas, Britton, on how we can give away these tickets? I have a pair of tickets to give away, right?
I have the official marketing ideas where I would love,
Please.
We have 2 tickets to
It
give
involves
away.
alpacas, though, so help me God.
2
I will
ticket
come across
giveaways.
this 40-foot table.
You and your friend or your partner, 2 ticket giveaways, but the requirement would be we would need to see you follow Idaho Booze podcast on your account, and then also follow destinationcaldwell.com on our social media, and then comment that you absolutely are obsessed with Caldwell wines, and then and tell us about your story.
So they can follow my Substack, idahobooze.substack.com. Follow that. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. God willing. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. And then go to Destination Caldwell on like Instagram or something?
Yeah,
follow
on
them.
Instagram. And then actually, it'll be Destination Caldwell. It'll be actually under the Indian. We have 2 social media accounts we can get into the weeds there later.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be IndianCreekPlaza.com or Indian Creek Plaza.
Indian Creek Plaza on Instagram.
Yep.
Follow them and then comment comment either on this feed or on your Instagram called Sunny Slope Wines Are Awesome or Caldwell Wines Are Awesome? Or Idaho Wines.
Let's do Caldwell Wines Are Awesome.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't win Steve's ticket giveaway, you can buy tickets at IndianCreekPlaza.com.
Yeah, but why would you want to? I mean, just win them from me first.
Absolutely.
And then don't go and buy them first.
Yes.
There's not going to be a refund. I don't see a lot of refunds happening from these guys. You're not looking at them right now. These guys do not play the refund game. They just made. I asked for validation for parking, and they told me to.
There's no parking fee in Caldwell anymore. Please do not think that.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's free to park
It's free
here?
parking.
It's free parking. Okay.
That was
a
another year's
joke. I
problem.
was just joking. Yeah, that was. That's funny. That's kind of what they're going through in Boise right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. That's the best way to get tickets. Win them from me. I have a pair of tickets to give away. As Britton said, you can only bring a friend or your partner. You can't bring a stranger. So don't even think about it.
You can. It's just a gamble.
Yeah.
We are not responsible for what happens at the wine festival.
12 tastings of wines later.
Yeah.
You probably won't be strangers for long.
Yeah, exactly.
Be friends after that. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to plug real quick while we're here about Caldwell, or anything after this Taste of Caldwell or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say, just going back to that line, like, always come to IndianCreekPlaza.com and check out everything that we have. I mean, we're doing something daily almost.
Wow.
Everything from just like our activities on the plaza to our splash pads in the summer to ice skating to our signature events, our community events, to our third-party events. We just have so much going on it feels like every year and every month and every week we're adding more and more.
Yeah. And thanks, Steve. I appreciate all you're doing to promote Idaho beer, Idaho wine. Like, appreciate the platform you're giving us. That helps all of these small businesses. Like, downtowns are all about entrepreneurs and small businesses. And so we appreciate you promoting, like, those wineries, shopping local, all of those things. Appreciate all of your followers, too. So thanks for all you're doing for the little guy.
Nice of you to say, and I'm super embarrassed. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and we're going to be right back with, I don't know, something right after this. This show brought to you by Knight Plumbing. Knight Plumbing has been a trusted part of the Treasure Valley for over 20 years. Get the royal treatment with Knight on everything from leaky faucets, sewer backups, water heater installs, even 24/7 emergency service. Go to knightplumbing.net or call 208-949-9680 and get the royal treatment on your next plumbing issue from the Treasure Valley's own Knight Plumbing. And veterans, you get 15% off at Knight Plumbing and knightplumbing.net. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. Danae and Britton, weren't they great? Man, just awesome. I love talking to people who are excited about what they do, and those guys are super excited about what's going on out there in Caldwell. And I want to thank them for being on the show. Thank you guys so much for being on. And I am going to talk all about how you can get tickets to the Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival. Wow, I just had like a total brain fart there. That was weird. So, but first, before I talk about all that, we're going to get to the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar, brought to us by Boise Beer Buddies. Be a buddy. Get your Boise Beer Buddies card today. I am going to try to make it out to an event this week, and let's try to find it. Let's see where I'm going. I don't have anything to do this week, just writing a book, whatever. So tonight, let's start with tonight, Monday, 6 to 9 p.m. at Iconic by Three Girls. You know what that is. It's been a bunch of places. It's on Glenwood. They're doing the Soil to Soul Spring Market Dinner. That's going to be at 6 o'clock and go till 9 o'clock there at Iconic by Three Girls Catering. I assume it's going to be great. I mean, the catering company owns the place, so those three girls, they're working hard. And I'm sure they're going to make some delicious food for all you guys. 6 o'clock. Also at 6 o'clock, we have Kegs for Cause. This is Payette's annual charity thing. This is going to be at Payette Brewing. I have a vague recollection of being on TV with an ill-fitting Kegs for Cause t-shirt and Sheila Francis and I going on TV and talking all about it. That was a while ago. And that shirt, very ill-fitting. Tuesday, April 14th, this is tomorrow, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, beer and pizza pairing with Good Beer Matters at the Village Classroom. I don't even know what that is. Village Classroom. So that'll be fun. 6:30 to 7:30 at Caprio Cellars. Oh, Caprio Cellars will be at the House of Wine. Okay, cool. So you can go taste Caprio Cellars wine at House of Wine, downtown Boise. 7 o'clock, the Belmont Dinner, a 1050s beer pairing night. I don't know what that means. That's going to be at Belmont Brew House. There's going to be neon lights, jukebox vibes. I think it's the 1950s. I think there's a typo in here. That's all right. Let's see, old school, blah, blah, blah. So the brew house is going to be, they're doing a theme thing. So it'll be fun. 1950s. They're going to have soda fountain charm and sock hop swagger and nostalgia and everything else. So bust out your poodle skirts. You know what I like to do? I like to wear that white t-shirt and roll the pack of cigarettes up in the sleeve. That's and if I still had hair, I would slick my hair back, but I do not. So that's going to be $42. And you can go there. You have to get a reservation. So sign up at Belmont Brew House, whatever their website is. Then Wednesday, there's a free tasting with Bombastic Brewing at Brewers Haven from 5 to 6:30. That should be a lot of fun. We had those guys on. Tasty beers, stouts, a lot of stouts. a lot of heavy beers. So check that out at Brewers Haven. 6 o'clock, Hops and Homes, first time home buyer class at Barbarian. This is going to be at their downtown beer bar. Go check that out if you've never bought a house. That is something to check out because buying a house is a bitch. Barbarian will help you out with that, or whoever they have in there doing that. Maybe it is just James telling you how to buy a house. That'd be cool. 6 o'clock, Spring Wine Cocktail Social at House of Wine. Man, House of Wine with lots of events going on. And then Paint and Sip at Idaho Pubs and Ales. That is, I think that's the one on 10 Mile. Is that right? It's that beer, dog beer bar on 10 Mile. I mean, check that place out. So that is going to do it for this week of events for the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar. I don't know that I'm going to go to any of those things. Maybe I'll go. No, I'll pick one. Let's see. How about beer and pizza pairing? Maybe I'll try that. The Village Classroom. I have no idea where that is, but that sounds like fun. Kegs for Cause would be fun too. It's tonight. I might make it down there. I like Payette. I haven't been there for a while, so I'll go check them out. Anyway, moving on. We have the Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival. We have tickets for you. So like Britton said, you have to sign up for my Substack, which is very easy, idahobooze.substack.com. Sign up for that. If you're already signed up, that's fine. Then just go onto Instagram, I guess, and like Destination Caldwell, like Indian Creek Plaza, like them all, and then put a little, I guess you have to put a little message or comment down there saying how much you love Caldwell wine, and tag me on there at the Daily Beard, tag Indian Creek Plaza on there, and then you will be entered to win, and then we'll pick a winner. I'll pick one on Thursday. Make sure you, I can get a hold of you through your social media channels, and we'll pick one on Thursday, and we'll let you know by Thursday or Friday. This thing is going to be on Saturday, April 18th. This is 5 to 8 p.m. Tickets still available. I don't think the VIP tickets are still available. I think we sold through all those. So you're going to get to know a bunch of local winemakers. So if you're not into wine or you don't think you're into wine, get out to this thing. I mean, you're going to be able to meet some of the best winemakers in Caldwell. I mean, in the Western United States, they're winning awards all the time. So this is a treat. Bittner is going to be there. Their wine is fantastic. Dunning Estates, I can't wait to try them. That'll be a lot of fun. Famici, fantastic. Oh, I love they have like an Italian vibe. Let's see. Free Dog and Fujishin. You guys have heard me talk about Fujishin before. I love Fujishin. Free Dog's great too. Kind of a different sort of vibe with Free Dog, but it's really good. Fujishin, oh man, that's Syrah, just fantastic. And Tempranillo at Hat Ranch, so good. They're going to be there. Hell's Canyon and Juju's going to be there. Maybe you get to meet Hadley. She's amazing. Houston Vineyards will be there with chicken dinner, I'm sure, with both those things. Oh, Tammy and Mike from Indian Creek will be there. They're awesome. You're going to love them. Kindred, I talked about them before. Really, really good. Kerry Hill, love, great chance to try them. Koenig, always good. Parma Ridge, those guys are awesome. What a fantastic story too. I'd like to have those guys on the show. So if you're listening, Parma Ridge, get at me. Roxburgh, Janelle's going to be on the show next month. She's awesome. You guys will love Roxburgh's wine. Their Tempranillo is really good. Sawtooth, we all know Sawtooth. Scoria, fantastic wines. St. Chapelle, we know them. Vizcaya, they do a hell of a job. Their Tempranillo, also really, really good. Van Patten Cellars, never heard of them, so that should be interesting. And Williamson, Bev, everybody there does a fantastic job. Their wine's really good. And then this new one, Gem 73. Not even sure what they're going to bring. I don't know that they have. Maybe they have some wine. I don't know. So that'll be a lot of fun. Lots of really great wineries. We'll have Orale, the band. They're an electrifying 7-piece band, and they're bringing high energy entertainment to every stage. So that's going to be cool. And then, just go to, if you want to get tickets yourself, if you don't want to win tickets from me, you can go to IndianCreekPlaza.com/Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival, and you can buy tickets there. You can also just win them from me. Like I said, just like my Substack. It's free. You don't have to buy anything or anything like that. Go and like Indian Creek Plaza or Destination Caldwell, and then comment and say how much you love Caldwell wine, and you will be entered to win. We'll pick a winner on Thursday or Friday, and we'll let you know before the event. And all you have to do is go to Caldwell and pick your tickets up at Will Call. So it's a pretty easy deal. From Destination Caldwell, I want to thank those guys, Britton Abisher, Danae Warren, for being on the show today. They were awesome. They did such a great job. Thank you so much. I want to thank Boise Beer Buddies and having that community calendar ready to go. I want to thank all you guys out there for listening. I want to thank everybody out there for all your support and love. And if you can, hit me up on Substack. You can friend me on there, idahobooze.substack.com. We're on Apple Pods. We're on Spotify Pods. Pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts, you can find this. In fact, you did. If you're listening to this, you did find it. So congratulations. So yeah. So from the home office here in Eagle, just want to say to everybody, I'll see you at the Taste of Caldwell Wine Festival and possibly at one of these other things going on with the Boise Beer Buddies. Have a great week. Good day and good drinking, everybody.